Let's chat about soul purpose as a path of awakening and embodied spiritual practice. To me, our soul purpose is a journey of evolution, a journey of awakening. What do I mean by that? Well, I think that we have free will. There is an energy, an essence, a clarity of what we are here to do, what we chose to come into a body to share with the world, to be, express in our families, in our relationship, in our own lives. And at the same time, it isn't written out like this is going to happen and then this is going to happen and then this is going to happen. There are infinite possibilities available. Yet, I do believe that there is an essence, an energy, a lesson that we want to learn. And there are infinite ways that that can be expressed. It's also going to evolve as you live your life. How I was living, embodying my soul purpose when I was 8 years old is very different than when I was 18, when I was 28, when I was 35, and now. There is the same core teaching. There is the same way of embodying love that has been there all along, yet it looks different. So a path of awakening. So that seems like a big, fancy title. What does that mean? To me, the path of awakening is very much about being present in the moment, being awake, rather than going through life on autopilot, rather than following the status quo or following what is expected of us in our families or in our culture, is following what we should do. Being awake is waking up in each moment, each day, each season to what it is we are meant to be doing now. And there is, again, free will in that. So many possibilities. I think when we have this conversation of soul purpose, so many people get hung up on like the project that I'm working on now. Like, is it the one that I'm going to be married to forever for the rest of my life? And my answer is no, right? Like I said, what I was focused on, working on when I was 8 is very different than what I'm working on now. So there is a path and a process of awakening to what it is now. What is happening within me, what is happening within the world, within my community, and how I can bring forward what I feel most passionate about, which for me, it is talking about soul purpose. It is helping people clear what is in the way of discovering, expressing, embodying our soul purpose. And working on all levels, right? In our own minds, we can be like, what does it mean? What do I need to do? What is the thing that needs to happen? So working on a mental level of clearing what stands in the way of us embodying, being in our body and expressing what it is we're here to do. Spiritual practice, embodied spiritual practice. So let's look at what that piece of it means. You know, so often there are many spiritual teachings and practices that are very much like sitting still, being in a quiet room, sitting on a cushion, and being spiritual. And to me, the focus of living your soul purpose is being out in the world. How do you embody your spiritual principles, your spiritual self, your highest vision and version of yourself in your everyday interactions? When you're driving in traffic, when you're interacting at the supermarket, when you are on the phone with a representative of a company that is providing services for you that you're frustrated with. So I happened to choose a couple of my highlights there that are ways in which, for me, driving in traffic and dealing with companies over the phone that I may be frustrated with, those are moments where it's like, okay, getting real about how I am embodying my soul purpose. Those ones are challenging for me. It's good for me to know, to be like, all right, these moments are challenging for me to remember kindness, to remember patience. So that is what I want to share with you today. It is the spring equinox, which is a potent time, and it's just after the new moon. And it's a potent time for looking at what seeds we are planting and nurturing in our life. So looking at what your soul purpose is and how it is expressed now. How you are utilizing that exploration of soul purpose as a path of awakening. That meaning how you are waking up to who you are, who you want to be, how you want to show up in the world, and embodying it, being it, expressing it as much as possible, even when nobody is looking. Christelle Arcucci here. I'm delighted you joined me for my live broadcast. My intention is to go live every Tuesday and Thursday to explore soul purpose, spiritual awakening, embodying your spirituality, the light and the shadow of that practice. That being in a human body, we are going to face challenges. We are going to struggle. People that we love are going to die. We are going to get sick. That is part of a reality of being human. So looking at the practical application of soul purpose, spiritual awakening, and utilizing our spirituality as an embodied path of awakening, and awakening as awakening in this moment. I don't need to get beyond this body to experience my purpose or experience that connection to who I am. Okay, I was supposed to be saying goodbye, but clearly I could keep talking. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time.